Hello everyone, and welcome to the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report for the month of December. We thank you for the opportunity to share some news and information during a few minutes of your board meeting. We begin with a look at the 2015 session of the Missouri General Assembly. State lawmakers go back to Jefferson City to start the new session on January 7th, and education issues are sure to be near the top of the agenda. State funding is always a concern to school districts, and once again the state budget will be tight, according to MSBA governmental relations consultant Mike Grote.
So I think walking into next session, when they do the fiscal revenue analysis and see that we've had some shortfalls, I think the budget's going to be incredibly tight. And clearly when the budget is tight, it falls on education. Education is one of the largest portions of the entire state budget. And so if revenues are short, education dollars are going to be short. And so that's very important for our members to be reaching out to the legislature and making sure they understand how important it is for schools to have those funds.
Missouri's foundation formula for the distribution of state funding to local school districts is currently underfunded by more than $500 million. Once again, the legislature is likely to tackle the issue of students transferring out of unaccredited school districts. A bill on that topic containing a voucher provision was vetoed last year by Governor Nixon. Other bills likely to be considered would assign a letter grade to each school building in the state, and legislation to require a new citizenship test for high school students. MSBA will keep you informed about legislative developments through the session through our weekly Legislative Voice newsletter, our Capitol Watch video program, our daily legislative update blog on the MSBA website, and through critical issue alerts. Once again this year, we encourage members to visit Jefferson City during our School Board Advocacy Network days. Check the MSBA website for your region's SBAN Visit Day. And be sure to mark your calendar for the MSBA Legislative Forum scheduled for February 17th in Jefferson City. A new report on student homelessness in America finds that 1.3 million public school students now experience homelessness, a 58% increase in the past 5 years. The report by the U.S. Department of Education says the problem is not unique to urban school districts, but now is a serious issue for suburban and rural districts as well. Missouri's Department of Elementary and Secondary Education estimates there are more than 26,000 homeless students enrolled in public schools statewide. School districts throughout the state are engaged in extraordinary efforts to meet the needs of homeless students so they can stay in school and graduate from high school. One such effort is Joe's Place in the Maplewood-Richmond Heights School District just outside of St. Louis. Joe's Place houses 4 homeless students at a time and provides them with a warm place to sleep, regular meals, and house parents who provide guidance to them. Vince Estrada is the Director of Student Services in Maplewood-Richmond Heights, and he says a school district cannot take on a program like Joe's Place by itself.
But if you feel that there's some energy around the issue, that there is a kind of persistent nagging problem with that population, you feel like you're just barely keeping your head above water, and you think you got some good partners that might be willing to work with you, it's worth exploring. It's amazing what happened once we started contacting people about this idea. It was such a unique idea, but it was doable. You know, now we have the advantage of being a small district, so for us, 4 students, it has a big impact on, even though it's not that many students, it gives an impact on our student population and really positive outcomes for those kids. But some larger districts might think, gosh, it's a drop in a bucket. But nevertheless, if you feel you got some energy and some good partners, it's worth having a conversation about.
Joe's Place was established as a not-for-profit organization in 2006 and is the result of collaboration between the Maplewood-Richmond Heights School District, area churches, and numerous volunteers. So far, Joe's Place has served 14 homeless boys, and all but 1 have graduated from high school. The State Board of Education plans to interview finalists for the position of Commissioner of Education this month and may name the new commissioner by the end of the month. More than 40 names were submitted for nomination for commissioner. Current Commissioner Chris Nicastro has announced her retirement effective December 31st. MSBA will continue to provide direct services billing for school districts under the Medicaid program even though MSBA has not been selected as the statewide provider of services for school district administrative claiming. MSBA's support of school districts through the Direct Services program ensures that they are receiving the federal reimbursement to which they are entitled under the Medicaid program. Direct services include areas such as occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech-language therapy, private duty nursing, personal care attendance, behavioral health counseling, audiology hearing, and transportation. The MSBA Medicaid Consortium has generated tens of millions of federal dollars for schools throughout the state for Medicaid-related services school districts are providing to students. That's it for this month's edition of the MSBA Board Report. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and so long from Columbia.